Hello all, welcome to episode 2. Today we'll just be going over the creating the forms for the trousers and the Templar robe that'll go over top of the chainmail shirt that you see here. Okay, so we'll do the pants first because the pants need to sit underneath as well. So we can hide the tunic, select the character. Now, we did this before, but it crashed, and we'll see if we can do it again without it crashing. So let's duplicate that and rename it to trousers. So we duplicated the A pose because we want to just forming it off the character is the easiest way to do it. Let's go ahead and give them the same polygroup all over. And we cut it around there, didn't we? So let's go back and make sure you have your select lasso selected on the Control Shift section for your brush. And go into the Z modeler. So with the Z modeler open, we can just cut those edges with Control and Shift with the select lasso. Oops, that's not the edge I wanted to cut. So we cut them along here. And again, down the bottom, we'll just cut this one along here. It's good enough for the pants for now. Like I said, we won't know where the boots are going to sit until later. We don't want the pants poking out from under the boots. Okay, that looks fine. So, once you have them cut and you have your pants outlined, auto groups your polys, Control Shift on a actual poly will delete the polygroups. Well, not delete, it hides them. So once hidden, geometry, modify topology, delete hidden mesh. And again, there we have the pants. What I'm going to do is save this time before we continue with it. So this is the Templar project, if I can spell. So it's a project with a J. Let's save that. That saves the ZTL. That's good enough to work from. Yeah. Okay. Then we have the pants. Kind of don't want it really skin tight. First, we want to give the pants a new topology layout. So zero mesher, hit it on half, it's 2500 at the moment. If we zero mesh that, 2600. And let's see how those polys look. Remember to bring the size out a bit bigger to show up in deformation. Inflate, and let's get that inflated 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I don't like what it was doing there on some of those. Here. Let's smooth out his the move tool, move brush, so we can select, bring that a bit. I want to just, don't need it right in there. The pants. Just start making your, just pull them out a bit, you know, they're meant to look like pants, not tights. So they're going to be somewhat a little bit baggy. And you just need to get that shape going. Remember when smoothing, drop it down all the way because you don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. Drop it down to 1 or 2 is where I usually like to work with my smooth tool. Okay. I'm probably going to stop talking here, and I'm just gonna fast forward this bit here. So I'll let you know when I'm done. Once you've sort of played around with just getting more of a pant shape, let's try give it another go with the ZBrush. Probably same this time if it pops up. Yes, there's 3000. Those polys do look a lot better. But we'll go back and I want to halve it. 2200. That might be okay. We could probably get away with that and then add some more loops in around here. Where you want the bends, you want your bends to probably have a little bit more loops in there so that when you do conform them, when your character moves, the mesh will stretch a lot easier. We can go over that later as well. Like if it's too blocky, it will not. If your character bends his knees, they would not. Well, they wouldn't be able to form the shape of 90-degree angle, a smooth 90-degree angle, because you'd have the chunks of the straight lines through them. You don't want that. Okay, that's done there. Let's mirror world it. So that's good there. Once you mirror world something as well, so that is exactly symmetrical. Just activate symmetry, so now it'll be symmetrical the whole way you start playing around with this. You don't need it to be symmetrical. It's usually not a good idea, but when you're building the base, having it symmetrical is fine. Later on, you can just take off the symmetrical feature and just start dragging out like the left leg a bit here, this and that, so it's not all symmetrical all over it. That'll do there. As you can see down here, we've got some, when we symmetried it, it made that there. I could get rid of them here, but I think it's a lot easier just pushing it through to the Templar. So let's make these trousers. And let's save those trousers. And it's always great if your computer does crash, you can just re-import that OBJ back in, and you just go straight from that and work off that again. But also, the character up there has more mesh with that, so actually we want the eyelashes stayed. To get rid of any of the hidden mesh like you saw me do before, hit Control Shift with the select lasso, start circling it, and click Alt to make sure you got the red there, and that will just hide that mesh, so you can go back into your geometry, modify topology, delete hidden. So now we're going to export that out again as the trousers. And we can turn that back on. Let's see how the chainmail looks at the top. Yeah, I think the chainmail looks going to be that long. May interfere once we start doing the actual robe as well. I'll change that over later. For now, let's finish off these pants. Open up 3D Coat, perform retopology, import retool by mesh, Templar trousers, bring them in. Now it's easy as this for fixing. So you get those lines there, we don't want them there. Delete edges, delete that one, the one at the top, and the one at the top there, and you can just smash those out like that. We've got a little bit of an issue here as well. Let's delete those out here. And as I was saying before, we've got, you have like joints here. You probably want to put a little bit more rings in here, so we're going to just put some split rings in. And that goes all the way at the back. We can do one here. No. Why is that? Don't like that. So what we might do here is actually curve that off. Curve that off here. And here. Now we will have this as square here maybe, so delete that one. No, that's not gonna work. Delete that. Yeah, that's not gonna do what I want it to do. So we'll put some edges in here. There's one there, and one there that'll allow some extra bending around that section. Maybe there and there also. To keep them all same sort of shape. Said before as well, you want some more around the knee areas. I think that's around the knee area. Alright, that'll do for now. We've added that up through 700. It may still be a bit too high poly. It's probably about right. If you look at some character creator stuff, let's see what we've got for poly count, which is the poly count we're sort of aiming for, is to keep it within the same lines as the majority of the clothes that are produced for character creator. Going too high poly, it's obviously going to cause issues, and you can get a lot of quality out of the low poly anyway through Substance Painter. So you basically just do your base shapes. The majority of the looks and how it looks afterwards is just all done through Substance Painter. So let's put some seams in. What do we want the seams? I think we just want the seams just along the sides here. So one there, this is straight. Yep. And then we'll put the seams in through here as well. Probably about there. That'll be fine. Could also put some seams up here as well, so we'll delete that one. You want to put a seam in somewhere to split that. Yeah, I guess there I do. And you get stitches to cover that. So we will unwrap. Looks fine. They're both going in the same direction as well. I'll show you the reason why you want them in the same direction later, because if they are, see, now they're not in the same direction. I'll keep them how they are for now, and I'll show you why this may create some issues in Substance Painter when doing the substances later. So let's export that out. Just go over the trousers, it's fine. And I don't want to copy that. Import the trousers over the top. What I also like to do is auto groups with UV. So they just give you the color, and that should have done that before as well. With your polygroups, auto group them in auto group with UV. Now this is particularly important when you want to export them out afterwards through an FBX. So auto groups with the UV, that keeps the UVs on them, and we'll show you done with the UVs later and without the UVs later as well when importing into Substance Painter. If you don't have UVs on your model, you won't be able to paint your model correctly in Substance Painter, and it just may not even work at all. Sometimes it won't even import the file. Okay, so we've got the pants, we've got the chainmail shirt going on here. I'll just push it out. Now you're probably just thinking there's no depth to these shirts, they're all just, it's just a single mesh, single layer mesh. There's no extra depth to it, and thickness, we'll add that thickness later, and that's very simple, but for now we're just creating the forms. Now we've done the pants, it's good enough for now. They do look fine for now. They may be a bit too high. I'll squeeze them down later, or just remove one of them poly loops. So now we want to do the robe that will drape over and then split here on each side. If you have a look at these pictures again, well, this one, you got the split there. Where are those pictures? You've got those the four-way, so it'll be two at the back, two at the front, the sides, it's split. How the robe's actually split over it, and that's the same for... He's only got the one-way split. We could just do the one-way split, but what I find, the one-way split's probably not good. You want to do the two splits for it to, that one like that, for it to work nicely in Character Creator. Alright, so with that in mind, I don't know if I'm going to do it close up around his neck, or let's try go something like this anyway. So we'll grab, that looks fine there. We'll just make a copy of duplicate the chainmail shirt and rename that to Templar Robe. Now I've got the robe. You want to, this is nice and easy. Just go back to your Z modeler and let's just rip off. Yeah. No, we'll go this one. That's fine there. And you can just delete the hidden mesh here. It's fine like that. We can fix it up later and make it actually go around. Just delete the shoulder loops. That should possibly take the whole arms off. Let's see if that did. Yep. There you go. Let's polygroup them together. And I want to fix that up after. Let's get this skirt dress bit down further. So grab them again like we did last time to stretch them down. That's grab the extra bit. Can we grab it? No, it's right. So what we want to do first is quickly just grab your brush, grab your move brush, and just move the mesh down so you can get yourself a straight line here without grabbing anything else. For now, let's go and just hide the chainmail shirt. As I did before, Control Shift, Control Tab, grab that with the move tool and stretch that down a bit to the knees. Do we want it to the knees? Oh, hang on. Before doing that, I didn't hide the hidden mesh. Oh well, that's why I'll do that again in a second. Okay, so let's just pull it back down again here. Get it out like this wavy skirt. They were just draping down to the actual knees, weren't they? That's a fair bit down. I think I just want to go just below the knees. So that looks fine. Looks fine there. Let's remove out of that. The Z modeler brush. Get back here and let's do this correctly now. So insert a single edge loop, and we'll just start pushing some loops down around the same size. Okay, that's fine. So we've sort of got the base here. Let's take those shoulders off again. Select lasso, view off, and take that one off there. Okay. So you can see that's basically looking like a skirt now, which is that's almost what a robe looks like anyway. So let's delete the hidden mesh, and I'm going to just show you some quick ways to actually delete the mesh there as well. You just so we want to export this to Templar Robe, new folder, Templar Robe. There we go. Open up new file. Don't save. I don't generally save anything within 3D Code itself. There's no point. Once you have the model in, the model out, it's all saved anyway within the OBJ that you export back out. So Templar Robe. Alright, let's see how we got some different poly loops there as well. Let's remove that edge loop and remove that edge loop. Let's just add it back in there so we can see. Get that topology there. You see the new part of the mesh has no UVs on it. All these dotted lines, the checkers here, that's your UVs. And this is new material without any UVs on it. And you won't get the UVs on it until you actually unwrap it. Once you unwrap it, you'll have the UVs on there. So now we have this bit up the top as well. We can just delete them, delete the whole edge there, and delete the whole edge there, and it's gone. So this is a bit here. I was worried about just before, and this is the other reason. This is what happens when you don't have your arms straight out. We can fix that up in ZBrush. We'll just smooth it out around that area, drop it down a bit. It doesn't need to sit tight, it's just like a cloak going over, so fine. What I want to do in here also is create these indentation, the cuts in the robe. Now, the cuts in the robe, you go up to, what's that, just below his groin area. So it's groin here-ish, I think. So let's put a loop in here, just so we can get the reference. I believe that's fine. And what I'm going to do is completely just delete these polys down here. But you'll need to blend them in afterwards. So we're just going to go delete all these as well. Probably could have maybe done it as like, yeah, okay. Let's put them back. We'll do it a slightly different way, and then this way it'll probably look a lot better too. We want to just yeah, that'd be fine. Let's delete the edges here though. Because we're just splitting the mesh now, and there may be an easier way to do this in ZBrush, but like I said, a lot of the work I do with my polys are here. So let's I'm just going to add a split from, let's get the brush up a bit bigger. Add a split from here, straight there, add a split from there, a split there to there. Now we can delete that poly, those polys there. So we've got that split now. We'll join these back up later. We'll just make our own little lines there. We'll do the same with every single side there also. Quick way to do this also would be to just run it in symmetrical mode. So turn on, go to symmetry, turn on symmetry, and switch to x-axis. This will allow you to just do things a lot quicker. But there may be issues when running it symmetrical that you have to fix up later. If that pops up, we will deal with that then. I might actually want to just put that into the actual one line as well later. All that can be fixed up later. Okay, once that's done, be able to don't take the symmetry off. You have to go to Retopo, apply symmetry to all layers. It will then add your symmetry to all your layers, and then you can turn your symmetry off now. That should now be pretty nice. We'll go with that for now. If we have to fix up these later, we may do. I may also go through and put a whole heap of triangles in here rather than the polys, the squares, because we may want to get a bit more flexibility with these to make them a bit curvier and wavier. You may need to add some extra polys onto that. Let's go firstly edge loops. Let's put these in. Okay, that's hit unwrap, and we'll pack that UV. They're going them in the same way, which is good, because when you do your textures, let's export that out to the Templar Robe, import it back into iClone as the Templar Robe. Now you'll see it's probably got a bit of better shape there. That's we can go to the move brush and just move this around a bit. Is that, or is it around where we want it? Do we want it a bit higher? Here, a bit higher here, maybe. Having the option, being able to bring it up is good, because we want maybe to do that. Get these a bit apart, a bit wavy. Now we can turn off the transform, activate some symmetry, because we want to maybe get a bit of. You obviously want to get yourself a smaller brush to be able to do this without pulling the other one across as well, the mesh. Give it some waviness. This doesn't need to be perfect, but we could add folds into it later. I'm not going to play around with any of the fold brushes and anything yet. We're just building the shape still. Where does the undershirt come in? Yeah. See, I think I'm just gonna maybe definitely cut out that chain mount, possibly put it a fair way under. That was the same as that before, so let's deform that out a bit, inflate. So it's sitting above it. It's just a cloak. It's gonna be a bit more baggier. Sit over the top. Under that arm bit, we want to maybe smooth that out. Let's hide that one and the chainmail shirt. I'm just gonna pull that down. I want to fix that mesh up. Yeah, we have to fix it up later. It's gonna be a lot easier to do in remove some of those polys. A lot easier to do in R3D code. Oh, fine. Let's put them all back on. Okay, now we've got the base shapes. Yeah. Still not looking like much. But, like I said, it's not going to look like much for a while. His muscles are just way too big. I think we might go in there and actually take away those muscles. It's just not really good to creating a shirt on him. Wish they had a few more options of base models. You know, probably could have used the actual deformed it first. Okay, so we're going to have, like I said, you can't really see it just yet, but we're going to have the chainmail. You'll be able to see the chainmail underneath. And I'm also thinking of giving him the chainmail up around his neck, maybe, to cover his neck a bit. I don't think I'm going to give him one of them chainmail hoods. But if we do it around the neck a bit, possibly also bring it up and then bend it so it sort of like folds in there. The shirt's gonna, the robe is gonna go over the top. See, you know, issues like that. And that's why we probably want to put in those other lots of polys there. We can go through into ZBrush. Yeah, let's push them out a bit first so we can see where it's happening. You're gonna come across a lot of issues with your mesh. I knew that was going to do something funky there because it's not uniformed. Let's export that back out into the Templar robe quickly. See, new, don't save, just rip it over the top of it. And now we've got this here. Let's create from there to there. We can go add one there again. That may fix the issue, it may not fix the issue, but we won't know if we don't try. Get that mesh out of the way a bit. So I'm going to add this in. add the triangles in there to hopefully fix those other issues on the sides. Triangle there, and triangle there, triangle there. Let's see how that one goes. Every time you do changes in here as well, make sure you edge loops, unwrap, pack the UV back up, and send it back into ZBrush. Import that back in. Let's have a look at the polygroups. Select it there. Yep. We can move that. Yeah. Might want to put more triangles in that whole row across down there and down and the bottom there. That'll fix that issue up. Let's do that in the next episode. For now, we've got our forms, and it's starting to take shape. Again, still not going to look like much until we get to the end of this. It could also just be a complete dud, but it's taking shape. See you again in the next episode. See you guys.